Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 181 of Ask Vidas and Ausra podcast. This question was sent by Lance. He writes, Hi there Vidas, love your daily posts. Today's one, episode 176, has a double significance to me as our current vicar likes the hymns slow. We are a combined parish and he visits us once a month. At other times we have one of his associate priests minister to us and they gladly follow the organist. The other occasion was with our previous vicar, pre-amalgamation, and I miscounted the verses on the last hymn, finished one verse short, closed the hymn book, ready for the recessional voluntary, when Father David's stentorian voice called out, "One more verse to go, Lance!" Fortunately, the hymn was one that I had learned early in my organ-playing career at secondary school, so I just chimed in again as I had played it so many times over the years, much to the vicar's amusement, as he said to me after the service, "Why do you need the music in front of you? You did quite well on that last verse without it." Praise from a man of the cloth. Cheers and best wishes. Lance. Remember, Ausra, I had this situation too once, but very early in my career. I think I was in the first or the second year studying at the Academy of Music in Vilnius, and I was working as an organist just across the street in the church of St. Jacob's and Philip's. And there was a very, very old priest, like 90 years old maybe, who normally didn't use microphone at all, although the church was quite big and the room was reverberant. And all the other priests and monks from that monastery, it was Dominican monastery, I think, used microphones. So this old priest, one time I remember, shouted to me, "Organist, can you play something for Holy Mary?"
That's so funny. I was already, forgotten about this, but yes, now I recall the story.
Mm-hmm.
He was funny old man.
Did you have similar experiences?
Yes, I had actually when I subbed for you at Eastern Michigan. When I worked at the Christian Scientist Church, and you served at Missouri's Synod Lutheran Church.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that, your pastor was holding a Lent service during Lent time, like early morning service for elderly people who, cannot drive in the dark. So
yeah,
I remember I subbed for you during those early services because you had some classes at school at that time. So I remember that, the organ was located at the end of the church, and, there was a service, going on, and during that time, the actually postman came, and he brought, a brief or, I don't know, something, but somebody had to sign up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I wasn't playing at that time, he saw me and he came up to me. And I was signing Ausra Pinkevicius, and when that man saw my signature, he could not make it. He asked me, to spell it for him, loud, because he was so curious what the strange name, long, double last names, and so I was doing that for him. And during that time, service was going, and apparently I missed a hymn. And the postman left, and then I was thinking, why is such a silence at church? And pastor keeps looking to me, angry. And then he said, and now we sing hymn 140 something. And then I just played, that hymn. But it was funny.
So actually it feels worse than it is, right? Because people in the church, they sense that the organist is preoccupied, right? And they don't make a big deal out of it. But when you are in the middle of it, it's quite embarrassing, I would say.
I know, especially for your pastor, because he sort of had, different opinion about men and women.
What do you mean?
Well, Missouri Synod is so conservative. And he carries on all those conservative beliefs about how women are different from men. And what we can do and what we cannot do.
And what women can do in church?
Well, according to him, we can clean the floor.
Oh, that's nice.
We can play the organ. Actually, it was one of his sermon also when I slept for you. And he, said this, looking at me. We can play the organ, but we cannot, say the sermon or, lead the service or read the holy script.
Scripture?
Yeah, scripture, yeah. So it was quite embarrassing. I know rules, each church has those, but you don't have to make them so obvious.
On the nose.
On the nose, especially, when woman at that time is, sitting on the organ bench and leading your service.
Maybe he was just trying to elevate you and giving you a privilege, to be emphasized in front of everyone. No?
I don't know, but before that he thought that women can, clean the floor. So.
And because you weren't cleaning the floor, you were sort of, privileged member of the community.
I don't know. For me, it seemed like, cleaning the floor equals playing the organ.
Ah, I see.
That's how I felt at that time.
I see. But he was a nice man otherwise, right?
Yes.
He had funny manners, but otherwise quite friendly.
That's true.
Yeah, I think everyone who plays a church long enough can really find such experience, right? In one way or another, in many churches, right? Because every pastor or priest has character traits that no one else has, right? And sometimes they become more or less apparent and in funny situations.
I know, yes. You could write a book including all those stories, it would be fun.
It's hard sometimes to not take it personally, those remarks, but I'm sure he didn't mean personally to offend you. I think he just expressed his opinion about women. It wasn't about you. It was about him, actually. Do you think?
Well, who knows what he really believed himself. I just felt sorry for his wife at that moment.
Was his wife sorry? Seemed sorry, or sad at that moment, do you know?
I don't know, but it seems for me that she just, worshipped him. She was sort of that kind of woman, very, very kind and gentle. Always supporting him.
Whatever he says.
Yes.
Pastor's wives. Okay. Right. So, guys, if you have similar experiences in your life, funny situations or embarrassing situations, or maybe frustrating situations when a priest or a pastor says something to you, right, and you don't know how to make it out, how to figure out what does he mean actually, maybe write to us and we can discuss. That would be interesting too.
Or we can share and laugh together.
Right. At least we can laugh, right?
Sure.
If you can laugh at the situation, then everything is sort of not so serious, right? What would we do without humor, right?
Yes, it would be hard.
People
to
would
live
go
without
crazy actually, because life is full of uncertainties and challenging situations and things I won't even mention about. Right. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this conversation, and don't forget to practice, right? Because when you practice,
Miracles happen.